Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. Angel-6942 calling in. Today is Friday, the 2nd of July 2021. And I'm sad to report that the human host is in very big trouble at his job. His bosses say that he's been coming in late consistently and been missing shifts and not phoning in. And they said that he's on his last warning, which means he will lose his job, and then how does he pay for the flat? We're continuing to have these memory losses and blackouts. Hello? Angel-6942 calling in. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Did you see that on a human's phone? I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. That wasn't on the phone before. I think that must be taken some time ago because it was sunny. And it looks like the host with his feet was somewhere in London, not near a big river. And it seems water. It seems water seems to be part of this all the time. Something about water, maybe that river. Oh. Maybe I've been in the host body for too long. Maybe it's affecting both our minds. That very famous singer in the USA. I think she's called Brittany. She was very famous, but a few years ago, she started behaving erratically, like shaving her head or being very angry and shouting at people. And people were very worried about her, saying that, they're worried that she was dangerous to herself and she might sort of harm herself, her children, not look after her children. So the courts ruled that control of her life and money goes to her father. And many years later, it's still happening. I mean, her father still controls her money and what she does and her life and everything. And a lot of her fans are people that really, really like something or someone and are not people that blow wind on people. That's not a fan. That's quite rude and dangerous, actually. Especially now. Anyway, and Brittany went to court to remove control of her life and money from her father. And she was saying that she was fearful of her father and that he was drugging her and making her do concerts when she didn't want to do it and stopping her from having children. So she wasn't happy and she went to court to stop her father controlling her life. But unfortunately, the courts threw her case out. And a lot of her fans were very, very angry. Though it's not as bad as it sounds, because what the court said was, what Brittany was trying to do was move control of her business and everything from her father to something called a management company. And they said, no, you can't do that. What you need to do is go to court and get rid of the whole order that controls your life in total and quash it. Which is good. It's a good thing that, they're not saying that you can't ever get your life back, but you need to go through a different route, which is good, which is encouraging. But it's not going to be easy because they're going to have prove that she can control her life and they'll need medical reports and it's going to be a lot of money. And if Brittany doesn't control her money, how does she do that? Unless she gets a lot of people to sort of help her with the money. But so anyway, so it seems that in the USA particularly, maybe the law doesn't make sense. The rules don't make sense. I mean, and another example this week, in the USA again, there was a actor called Bill, who again was very, very famous, and he was prosecuted for and sent to jail for drugging women and having sex with them so that he could have sex with them. But his conviction was quashed this week again, despite him sort of partially admitting to some of it. And of course, the victims and everybody are outraged. And the reason they did this was that many years back, when this all came out, people took a civil case against Bill, or a civil case, and a civil case is about money, not about crime, which is a criminal case. So the civil case took place, and the lawyer who was prosecuting the civil case went to Bill and said, if you give evidence, then you won't be prosecuted criminally using the evidence you gave. But unfortunately, that prosecutor left his job, and a new prosecutor came in and then took the evidence that Bill gave and then took it to a criminal case, and Bill was convicted in the criminal case and sent to jail, and he was been in jail for 3 years before he got quashed. And what the courts in the USA say is that that case should never have been taken, and therefore the result was illegal, which means that they can never be prosecuted for that. Which, even though his fans were very happy, a lot of people were not happy. And again, it doesn't make sense. And it just highlights the nitpickiness of the human beings. They just like to tiny little things and work on little things rather than actually look at the important things. It makes no sense. Okay. I mean, for example, do you remember when Adam and Eve got thrown out of the Garden of Eden because they ate the apple, and Steve got to stay because he didn't eat the apple? Well, Adam and Eve got thrown out of the Garden of Eden because they ate the apple by the boss. The boss said, you shouldn't eat the apple, plain and simple, out. Now, if the humans were in charge, they'll still be arguing now about, was it the snake's fault? Did Eve have undue influence on Adam, and only she and the snake should have been thrown out? Or did Adam have capacity? Or was the apple organic or not? It makes no sense here. I wish I could come home now. I got used to it, but part of me wishes to come home to my nice little cloud and the holy goat. How is he? Tell him ba 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 ba. No. That aside, Saturday was a big day in the UK because 2 important things happened on Saturday in the UK. The first thing that happened was in the football Euro 2020, which is happening in 2021, England won against Germany, and all the English people very, very happy. Hooray! And they celebrated, but they said that it was the end of 55 years of pain. I was wondering, if they were in pain for 55 years, why didn't they go to see the GP or go to a chemist to get something like a paracetamol or aspirin? And if the humans were so worried about being not well, why did they all gather in big crowds, socially undistanced from strangers, and hug them? Again, makes no sense. And the other big news this week, do you remember Hobart Bojo's friend called Matt? Well, he resigned. He resigned because he was a naughty boy and cheated on his wife and not socially distanced. Though I don't know how you can cheat on your wife and still socially distance at the same time. Because I've seen these on the Human Host big black box, and I don't see how Must have been very talented if he could do that. Anyway, so he resigned on Saturday, but a lot of people are still not happy because they said that Bojo should have fired him the instant he found out, the day before, which was the Friday. Or was it? They said they didn't fire him in time, and that Bojo was weak for not firing him and allowing him to resign. Though, I wonder if it's a bit like criticising the Japanese clan lords for not executing a samurai before he had a chance to do Hirikiri. Anyway, and the big news today, or yesterday, in a place in the UK called Batley, the humans went to the polls to take part in a by-election. Though why the Polish should be involved in paying the people of the UK to vote, I don't really understand. And is that not illegal? Would people not be complaining? Anyway, there was a by-election, and the result came out today. A lady who was part of Keir's team won, called Kim. Well done, Kim. Though she only won by 300 points. Or votes. So maybe she should have given more money to the Polish to give to more people. But she must have given a lot of money because the others must have had to given lots of money anyway. So anyway, but it wasn't a very nice by-election. No, it wasn't a very nice by-election at all. Because people were being harassed, because when Kim was going around canvassing, which I think is putting big sheets over people's things to stop getting wet. Or maybe that's why she was won. Maybe that, she thought, oh, maybe if I don't give them much money, I just go around helping them out, because it's raining last week a lot, putting like big tarpaulins, I think, on all the people's homes and houses and over people. They will sort of not get wet and they'll vote for me. Maybe that's why. And maybe she should have done a bit of both, more money and tarpaulin more people. Anyway, when Kim was going around canvassing, she was being followed by these men that were harassing her. Though I do know that when the human host goes sometimes on the tube line, they say, please do not give money to beggars because they'll just only follow you. And maybe that's what happened. Maybe she should have just stuck to putting sheets on it. People, anyway. And also another MP or people to part. So it's not an MP because he didn't win, but a candidate called George, who's very famous for being on TV playing a pussy. Well, George had all his posters taken down because they said the font was too big. And he was very, very angry, and he gave a press statement. He's going to take it in the court, and he said, would you like me to be the cat? Anyway, because he does sound like a pussy. So that's all the news I have this weekend, and I think I need to go for a lie down because I don't understand what happened, and I want to come home, and it's too many strange things are happening, and you're not talking to me. Anyway, I'll speak to you next week. Meow. Meow.